Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I wanted to talk about Married to Medicine. Not to start off complaining, but I'm kind of happy that the season is about to end. Again, I think I stated this in the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills review. When we start to get to the end of these reality shows, it's just kind of like the same conversations being regurgitated. It's just this. I don't know. It's like the same conversation. It's just happening with different groups, right? They'll have the conversation with Dr. Damon and Dr. Heavenly. They'll have the conversation with the men, and then they'll turn around and have the same conversation again with Dr. G and the men. You see what I'm saying? So, I'm happy because next week I think is the season finale, and then we'll get into the reunion. So yeah, so we just gonna talk. We're probably not gonna go in really in any particular order. Um, I thought it was cute that baby when Alora girl, so Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Damon called Alora because they're trying to teach her about budgeting. Girl, when Miss Thing, girl, when they girl Heavenly called her phone, Dr. Heavenly called her phone, and I don't know what Alora was doing. Alora said, "Mommy, this is not a good time, baby." And hung up the phone. I said, "What, baby? The way I would have hopped in my car and girl been to the other side of town." Um. Anyways, so let's just talk about Dr. Jack and Dr. Simone. So Dr. Simone brings Dr. Jackie some lunch, and they're just having a conversation. Dr. Jackie is sending out congratulations notes, and she was like, "Do you still do this?" And Dr. Simone was like, "No, because I'm there to tell them congratulations in person." Girl, you know what's so crazy? It made me think about my sister. My sister used to always say, and she said this years ago. She was like, "I wouldn't want to go to Dr. Jackie, to have my baby." She was like, "Everybody wants to go to Dr. Jackie, but they have to realize if Dr. Jackie is as busy as she is, there's no way she's delivering everybody's baby." She was like, "I bet you some of those women who may go to Dr. Jackie, she may not be there on delivery day." She was like, "I would rather go to Dr. Simone because there's more of there's a greater chance that she'll see my pregnancy all the way through in comparison to Dr. Jackie, who's girl delivering everybody's baby." And I was like, I never even thought about it that way. So that's probably why Dr. Jackie is sending out congratulations letters because she wasn't there. Okay. Um, Phaedra, shout out to Shady Faye Faye. Phaedra wrote the check, baby. She wrote the check. Girl, she wrote the check. Girl, $40,000. They're done. Okay? Because she wrote the check now. I don't know if she used that money that Apollo was stealing from them old people, but let me show. She wrote the check. Now, where she got the money from, I don't know. But she wrote the check for $40,000. So, you know, come hook or come crook, she got the money. Let me just start off by saying this before we get into this conversation. Phaedra does not owe anybody anything as far as Apollo. Okay? Phaedra can bring who she want to bring around on the couples trip. So let me be very clear on that. But I believe that multiple things can exist at the same time. So Dr. Jackie starts to tell Dr. Simone about Phaedra not being a part of the group anymore. I feel like Dr. Simone said some real stuff. You just brought Apollo around last year to the reunion. This is the difference for me, the difference between Quad and Dr. G and Apollo and Phaedra is that Quad never asked for Dr. G to come back around. Now, Quad did, like a fool, speak to Dr. G last year, the last episode of the season. But in Quad's defense, Quad was like in a lose, 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 lose situation. Either I can come into this taping ignore him, people are going to say I'm still in love with him. If I walk up and speak, then Rodney the voice going to say I'm stupid for speaking to him. If I act a fool, then the people going to say that you must still be in love with him, right? So Quad was in a lose, 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 lose in comparison to Phaedra, who really said it was okay for Apollo to appear at the reunion. You went and got this man and brought him to the reunion. So I could see how in some folks' heads, oh, well, I guess they must be doing all right. I mean, she told him to come to the reunion, right? Heavenly asks Phaedra, was it okay to invite Apollo? Phaedra says it's okay. Phaedra tells Dr. Jackie that Apollo gets upset when he sees her with other men. But then Phaedra turns around and not only invites a man on the trip, but invites someone who is Apollo's friend. Again, Phaedra doesn't owe Apollo anything, but to act as though Phaedra doesn't hold some type of responsibility in this is absolutely crazy. Because Phaedra said it was okay to invite Apollo on the trip. Phaedra knew Apollo was coming. You say that your ex-husband doesn't like to see you with men, but then not only do you bring a man, but you go get his friend. I think that Phaedra was not counting on them showing us that Heavenly called her and asked her, was it okay to invite Apollo? She tried to present it to Dr. Jackie as if she just had no idea that Apollo was coming and that was a lie. Now, I don't think that she knew that the wife was coming. Now, that I don't think she knew. I think that did kind of gag Phaedra. But she knew Apollo was coming. Um, she tells, Dr. Simone tells Dr. Jackie that, girl, Dr. G, I want Dr. G off my TV screen. I don't like Dr. G. You can add him to the list. I do not like Dr. G. I want that man. I think that man is psychotic. I do. She tells Dr. Jackie that Dr. G has recorded a song, and she plays him the song of Dr. G. Set me free. Set me free. I got a brand new wife. That's with me. Set me free. Set me free. I don't like when nobody lie on me. Set me free. Woo! Girl, that man is psychotic. I don't care what nobody say. It's so crazy that everybody's swerving down that Quad is still in love with Dr. G, and Dr. G done came back, like I said last week. Dr. G done came back, wrote, girl produced, and recorded a new song about being set free from his previous marriage. I got a brand new wife. But y'all say that Quad's still in love with Dr. G. Girl, we're gonna be honest, girl. Can we have some kitchen table talk? Girl, Quad didn't want the nigga when she was with him. Girl. And we gonna go ahead and just put it out there. Quad didn't want the nigga when she was with his black ass. So I don't know why y'all think she want him now. Girl, didn't y'all say she used Dr. G for a come up? Girl, she never loved him. Well, if she never loved him and she used him for a come up, then why? Then how all of a sudden she in love with him now? Hey! Whoa, 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 whoa. Dr. Heavenly and Contessa, um, they meet up, and this is the thing. Again, a lot of this stuff has already been said on my channel. Um, but I was with Dr. Heavenly. Both of us have a part. Both of us played a part in the demise of their friendship, and they did. I've always said that I thought Heavenly was wrong for coming down to YouTube and speaking on Dr. Contessa and Dr. Scott's marriage, right? Where Contessa started to play in our faces was when she started to act as if Dr. Heavenly was down to her YouTube page telling us stuff that we were not privy to. Everything that Dr. Heavenly said happened on the show. Dr. Heavenly was not giving us new information, behind the scenes tea, private conversations that she had with Dr. Contessa. Now, with that being said, I still felt and still feel like Dr. Heavenly was out of order, because if that is your friend, even if it happened on the show, I just think that that should be a line where it's like, girl, I don't even want to talk about whatever you saw on the show. That's what you saw, but I would rather not talk about my friend and her marriage, right? Just like Dr. Heavenly clocked her, girl. You use a word. You use the word volatile to describe your marriage. Hello. That's what I'm saying. Contessa want to play in our faces, and I do remember Contessa saying that. Dr. Contessa saying that she wants to play in our faces. Dr. Heavenly was running her mouth, and she shouldn't have. And Dr. Contessa, you tried to act like what happened on our TV screens the season prior did not happen. It's almost like Dr. Contessa thought that, girl, we didn't watch the show. Both of you played a part. Dr. Heavenly ran her mouth too much, and then Dr. Contessa, you tried to act like what we saw, like Dr. Heavenly was just making stuff up when she came down on YouTube, when she was really just reviewing the show. Um, Contessa is having a medical event, I think, for diabetes. You know, I love when they do this. For I think this is one of the things that I feel like they should probably do like at least twice out of the year, out of the season. Um, I think that will kind of get them back to not. I know you grow and change, but I think when they have these medical events, it does show the positivity in the show. I think that they should probably do these at least twice a season. Um, Contessa wants to invite everyone. Dr. Heavenly doesn't really think that's a good idea because Dr. G, of course, has one press charges against King, even though King didn't touch him. Can I say something? This just popped in my head. I know that Quad is not technically married to medicine, but I want people to stop acting as if Quad wasn't there, Dr. G would automatically be there. Let's be very clear. When Quad and Dr. G got a divorce, there was a reason why Dr. G was not chosen to stay on the show. One, because Dr. G is not an employee. We've said that, and Sweet Tea came down to her YouTube channel and told us a couple of weeks ago that the men don't get paid. They're like supporting cast members. That's what she said out of her mouth. Okay, so the men don't even get paid. The next thing is this: even though Quad is not, I guess, technically married to medicine, and Dr. G is the medicine, Dr. G would have still never been chosen for the show because Dr. G is not the employee and the show does not it's not centered around the men. When this show opens up, it is 7, 8, 9, 10, however many women in the opening credits is not a nigga. Okay? So Dr. G would have never been chosen anyways. It would have never happened. Again, when you look at the opening credits, it's women. The show is centered around the women, and their husbands play in the background. The women are the employees. The husbands, they're just background actors, supporting cast members. Toya and Eugene, they want. Listen, this is the thing, girl. I'm not going through all these different conversations. Everybody thinks that Dr. G is doing team too much, and he is. When I tell you Dr. G is whack to me, whack. Girl, when he said, I don't see a lot of respect for me, and his behavior was very disrespectful. Who the fuck do you think you are? I don't know what people have been watching, but to be very, 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 very clear, if you go back and watch the episode and take out the hatred that you have for Quad and pay attention, you will see what happened. Even Dr. G told Sweet Tea in the room that he had not said a word to Quad or King. Fast forward to the game night. The door was cracked because Sweet Tea called Quad a liar. The first person to actually say something to the other person was not Quad to Dr. G. It was actually Dr. G to Quad when he told her, we don't care what you think, or whatever he said. So I am kind of baffled that people still want to say, Quad was the one who said something to Dr. G first. Quad is the one who said something first. Quad started all of this. Dr. G feels like he has done nothing wrong. And everybody knows that Dr. G is wrong. It's not one person in this friend group who thinks that Dr. G is not wrong. Everybody keeps saying Dr. G is wrong. You have the men saying that, girl, you said something to King first. You're like, that's all like, girl, what show are y'all watching, y'all? Not y'all, but y'all. You're like, for real. And he feels like he's not being respected. And then the motherfucker had the nerve to say that there's only one person who can make this right. Basically talking about Quad. How can you wanna try and check Quad. See, this is a power move with Dr. G. Dr. G can't stand Quad. Dr. G wanted to come back to this show, antagonize Quad, make her life a living hell. And now he thinks he has one over Quad. Now I have one over you with me pressing charges on your nickel. And the only way this is gonna be all right, she gotta come and talk to me. She gonna have to make this right. I've been told that nigga to suck my motherfucking pussy. I don't know who you think. Girl, you got the wrong one. Baby. Baby, I've been told to get you're gonna be waiting for that conversation. Dr. G is trying to pull one over Quad. He's trying to check Quad. That's all he's trying to do. That man wants to make Quad pay. That's all it is. What you want Quad to do? Because that day on the beach, Quad was over there with the ladies. You the one who was running at your goddamn lip. You the one who was popping fly, girl. You the one who was trying to be cute and almost got your ass whipped. You the one who turned into Usain Bolt and was running from Kane. And now Quad is the one who gonna have to make it right. I hope to God this is Sweet Tea and Dr. G's last season. I hope this is their last season. Dr. G does not need to be on this show. And if not, then Quad needs to go rally the girls up, and she needs to find everybody ex-boyfriends and ex-husbands and side chicks, and girl, parade them around on the show next season. Let me make y'all uncomfortable. Y'all didn't have no problem going to get my ex-husband. So why can't I go get y'all side chicks and ex-boyfriends and ex-girlfriends? Why can't we? Well, it ain't no fun when a rabbit got the gun. Let's make everybody uncomfortable. Right. What we talking about, girl? I don't even know. Oh, we can talk about Quad and King. They both had valid points. So basically, Quad and King are talking about moving in together. King doesn't want to move into Quad's home. I don't blame him. I don't think it has necessarily. I don't think it got nothing to do with no man or being a woman or nothing like that. I don't think nobody really wants to move into somebody else's place. I mean, people do it all the time, but at the end of the day, the fact of the matter is, this is your shit. Even if I'm paying half of the mortgage, girl, most of the mortgage or all of the mortgage when I move in, girl, at the end of the day, this is still your house. We can go buy a house together, but I'm not moving into your house. We can go buy a house together and it can be our home. But I also like Quad. You know, girl, this is my first home. I think this is her first home. This is my first home. And you know, the last time I'm not having no nigga wave no house over my head. That's why I was like, girl, on some. Can I say something though, for real, for real? I was kind of thinking when Quad, because the girls and boys want to be in relationships, and I was thinking like, I don't know how this is going to play out, because if Quad gets into a relationship, you're buying this house, and I don't think that your life should stop. But I know Quad probably wanted to be in a relationship, so here you are. Basically, I'm saying I was right in my thoughts. Quad has now went and got into a relationship. She's with this man. You done bought this 2 point something million house, decorated and all that stuff, renovated and all that stuff, right? And now this man doesn't want to move into the house. So what now? Now it's like, okay, what do I do? Do I put this house on the market? Do I sell my home? Do I rent it out? Do I go buy a house with this? You see what I'm saying? She will be a fool to sell that house. I mean, girl, I guess she could rent it. I'm not moving out of my house. I don't know what Quad gonna do, but I can understand his point of view too. Because I'm not moving. Like, I can't move into your house. This is your house. Like, this is yours. It is. That's our house. Just like you, if you moved into his, that would be his house. People will tell you, no, 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 this is our house. No, this is yours. Girl. On Mad Day, this is your house. On Mad Day, this is going to be your house. It's no longer going to be our house. It's going to be give me back my key. Oh, girl, I forgot about this girl. Simone, Dr. Simone, and Cecil, and those sons. I'm sorry, and I might change my mind next week. But for today, I'm putting all this shit on Cecil. I am. Y'all always say that it's important for men to be in their sons' lives, and that sons need their fathers. Well, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck was Cecil over there doing, because them niggas is sorry. When he came in and said that the condo didn't look that nasty. Listen, my apartment look a mess right now. It do. But I can guarantee you that if I had a camera crew coming to this house, I know how to clean. My grandmama taught us how to clean. Okay. I don't need nobody to come clean my apartment. I don't need to hire anybody. I can clean my whole apartment, girl, from top to bottom, and be spick and span. That's one thing a nigga always know how to do, is keep a clean house. I can keep it clean. Okay. Now it's just a little mess. Y'all got clothes everywhere right now. It's a little mess right now. But all I'm trying to say is, girl, if a camera crew was coming to my apartment, girl, this apartment would be spick and span. Do you hear me? Ain't no way I would let nobody come into. I don't even like my sister coming to my apartment. My brother-in-law, my nieces. My sister would tell you, girl, he don't like people to come to his apartment if it's not clean. If my sister was like, hey, what you doing? I'm coming over. I'd be like, when you coming over? I'll be there like in a few hours. Okay, cool. But if you tell me like, oh, I'm right around the corner, I'm gonna come over, girl, my apartment is a mess. Girl, I don't play that. You know, and I'm like that with my sister. Okay, with my nieces, I don't like them to come over here and my apartment is messy. So I just think it's trifling as hell that, girl, you're shooting a reality show, and girl, you know these cameras are coming over, and girl, y'all just got water bottles sitting on the floor, sink full of dishes, clothes everywhere. Girl, that's trifling. And in the year of 2025, when you could literally hire someone to come and clean your apartment for you, there's really no excuse. So now, to the point the apartment is nasty, they're thinking about making the boys move out because they know that they can't afford to pay the rent either. Dr. Simone was literally knocking on the door, and they just sat there and kept on talking. Girl, I would have came in swinging. Girl, the way I would have came in swinging on them little niggas. Girl, you have Miles, who's 25. Girl, you have Michael, who's 22. And Miles is sitting there brushing his hair. Nigga, you don't have no waves. Stop brushing your hair. He just brushing his hair. And Simone just knocking on the door. And she was like, I know y'all heard me knocking. They was like, yeah. I was like, what? Cecil said the condo looks. Cecil, you raised some sorry boys. You did. You could tell that Dr. Simone wants to be more down. You know, they bring the hammer, and Cecil is the one who's very lenient with the boys. He pretty much lets them do what they want to do. Like, girl, again, Miles is 25. Even if you don't want to clean, girl, y'all can go. Y'all can go hire Mimi. Girl, hey maid, I see you got a young maid. I feel like you always do. Y'all can't go get some little maid service to come over and clean the girl. They could probably have a condo clean in about an hour, hour and a half. Girl, it's not that big. It's not that big. Um, Contessa says it's added pressure to start your marriage in a group and not know who has your back. I put girl hush. She was talking about Sweet Tea and Dr. G. Girl, didn't nobody tell them to come back to the show? Let me tell you something. Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Jackie, I think Dr. Simone, they all played a hand. I'm spitting in y'all faces. They all played a hand in convincing Sweet Tea to do the show. Now, with that being said, Dr. Simone, Dr. Contessa, Dr. Heavenly doesn't. They don't write the contracts. Clearly, their words hold weight because they convinced him to be on the show, and they convinced NBC, Universal, Bravo, whomever to give Sweet Tea a contract. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it still falls on Sweet Tea and Dr. G. They still chose to come on the show. You can't. You chose to come onto a show with friends who are not even your friends. And again, even with Dr. G and this being his friend, people say these are technically his friends first. In this setting, it doesn't fucking matter because Dr. G is not he's not the talent. Quad is the talent. Quad is in the opening credits. The show revolves around the women mostly. So for Sweet Tea and Greg to come into this situation and whatever pressures you're feeling, with your new marriage, girl, that's kind of on you because nobody told you to come to this show. They asked you to come. They probably begged you to come. But at the end of the day, girl, it was still your choice. Now this is where I have to agree with Quad. I'm not gonna lie. At first, Quad used to be like, "Oh my, my safety net is not here." I used to be like, "Quad, shut up." Now the reason why my mind has changed is because things have transpired and the mess between Dr. G and King kicked off. I completely understand why Quad does not want to be around Gregory and Sweet Tea. Because if the shit does hit the fan, are y'all niggas gonna jump in and defend me? So yes, if my man can't be here, then when they come around, I'm leaving. Because if he pop off and say some shit, and she pop off and say some shit, are y'all gonna pop off and say some shit with me? Probably not. So all right, if my man can't be here, then I'm gone. That's it. Especially with the mess that happened on the beach, I'm definitely gone. I don't blame Quad now. Um, Heavenly tries to interject. Heavenly was getting on my nerves. I'm not gonna lie. Like, girl, you don't have to talk. What Contessa saying is some bullshit. Girl, what you saying is some bullshit. What Dr. Contessa was saying was some bullshit, but I don't think that Dr. Heavenly needs to be the spokes. You need to open up your mouth because let's call a thing. Dr. Heavenly, you are the reason, a big part of the reason why Sweet Tea and Dr. G are on this show. Yes, they had a choice to come back to this show, come to this show, but it still does not take away from the fact that, from what the people say, you, Dr. Simone, and Dr. Jackie played a part in it. So now here we are. Now these people who you wanted or helped get on the show and convince these people to give them a contract, now the tables have turned and now you really don't too much get along with Sweet Tea. Now it's like you want to speak up for Quad. You wasn't speaking up for Quad last year when you was basically kicked off the girls strip. So like Heavenly didn't need to say anything at that moment. Quad knows how to speak. Okay? Quad has a way with words. Quad and Dr. Contessa can figure it out. Again, Dr. Contessa was what she was saying was some bullshit, but it wasn't a need for Dr. Heavenly to put her 2 cents in. So of course they almost get into an argument. This is in the middle of the function in front of all the people. Ghetto, ghetto. Dr. Contessa tells Heavenly she's just being negative. Was it some truth to what Dr. Heavenly was saying? Yes. All things can exist. A lot of things can exist at the same time. There was some truth to what Dr. Heavenly was saying, but girl, you don't have to say nothing. Girl, Dr. Contessa do sound crazy, but at the end of the day, girl, you don't need to speak up for Quad. I don't know why Dr. Contessa is trying to make it seem like it's not that big. Girl, this man has a restraining order or whatever he got on King. King can't come around the group because Dr. G, but you still want Quad to stick around. At this point, y'all are going to have to choose. And that's just what it is. And I'm almost sure that Sweet Tea and Dr. G probably not coming back next season. Because I don't know how this is like, girl. At this point, girl, don't even stop putting people in these fucked up situations. And again, Dr. G isn't even the talent. That's the gag. The guys think that Dr. G is doing too much. That was pretty much it, girl. They all sit down. The guys take out Dr. G. Take out Dr. G. Take Dr. G outside. They're speaking. And Dr. G, as I stated earlier, I don't see a lot of respect for me, and his behavior was very disrespectful. I said, "Who the fuck are you?" You were disrespectful first. Oh, he's mad because Quad let it be known that girl she left the relationship. Oh, that's why he felt disrespected. Oh, girl, that's it, girl. I'm just ready for this to be over. It was a cute season, but I just, girl, y'all doing too much. Like to me, when married to medicine starts, I don't know. Like it's like when we start going down the road of bringing on ex-husbands, and y'all know that these people are in a, you want to talk about volatile marriage, y'all know that these people are in a violent marriage. Like it's not cool, y'all. It's just not, I don't give a damn if it's Quad. Take Quad and Dr. G out of it. If you were in a violent marriage and then your friend group brought back on the man in your friend group with his new wife, how would you feel? It ain't got nothing to do with Dr. G and Quad. That's just any scenario, and it's so crazy because every person in the group is now saying, "Yeah, I won't want my ex to come around. Don't, make sure you don't come." Like nobody wants to be. Listen, I've never been married. My ex, if you and we didn't even have a bad breakup. Hell, I think we still follow each other on social media. But don't just put him in front of my face with his new man. Girl, what are y'all doing? Girl, I'll be like, girl, what are girl, like if I was shooting a show and y'all would have got my ex-boyfriend with his new boyfriend, even though we did not have a bad breakup at all, it was nothing bad, girl. Like it wasn't nothing bad. We worked together and everything. Like I would be like, girl, what are y'all doing? Like, what are y'all doing? What, girl, what are y'all trying to do? So just imagine if you were in a relationship, a marriage, and y'all were over there fighting each other. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not a cool, it's not right. It's not right. And I think it's weird that people are still out there defending Dr. G. I think it's weird that people are saying that that Quad antagonized Dr. G. This man came back to this woman's show, a show that she's been on since season 1. He comes back and he's not even an employee. Girl, I'm gonna say that every week until this season is over. Probably could be saying the next season too. He's not even an employee. He comes back to the show with a new wife, a new fiance. Gets married on the show. He made one appearance, I believe, since they got a divorce. We haven't seen him in what 3, 4, 5 seasons. I don't know. Girl, we ain't seen him in a long time. And he finally comes back, but he comes back when he has a new wife, a new fiance. And people say that Quad is antagonizing him, even though she has not seen this man since they got a divorce. But she's antagonizing him. He comes to her job, but she's antagonizing him. Girl, when I say, I'd be like, girl, I don't know what's going on in the world. She's antagonizing him. Girl, what? How does that even? Anyways, all right, y'all. I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good night. If I forgot something, I'll talk about it next week, y'all. Bye, y'all.